The Nephilim were a group of beings that appear in both ancient mythology and biblical texts. They are often described as giants or powerful beings who were the offspring of the union between humans and divine beings, such as angels or gods. In the Bible, the Nephilim are mentioned in the Book of Genesis and are described as the result of the sons of God mating with the daughters of men. The term Nephilim is often translated as fallen ones or those who have fallen, leading some scholars to believe that they were viewed as rebellious or corrupted beings. In ancient mythology, the Nephilim are often associated with stories of heroic feats, great strength, and supernatural powers. They were often depicted as being able to perform incredible feats of strength or possessing incredible knowledge and wisdom. Overall, the Nephilim continue to be a fascinating and mysterious topic in both mythology and religion, inspiring countless stories, interpretations, and theories about their origins and influence. The creation myth of the Nephilim has its roots in ancient Near Eastern culture and mythology. In many of these cultures, including Sumerian and Babylonian, there were stories of divine beings known as the Anunnaki, who were believed to have created humans as a servant race to do their bidding. In these myths, the Anunnaki were often portrayed as possessing advanced knowledge and technology, and were revered as powerful and wise beings. However, there were also stories of the Anunnaki becoming jealous or envious of humans, and engaging in relationships with them that resulted in the birth of hybrid offspring, including the Nephilim. In the Hebrew Bible, the creation myth of the Nephilim is described in the Book of Genesis, where it is said that the sons of God, sometimes interpreted as angels, mated with the daughters of men, resulting in the birth of the Nephilim. This myth reflects a broader cultural fascination with the idea of divine beings interacting with humans and creating hybrid offspring. The concept of the Nephilim also played a role in shaping the beliefs and practices of early Christianity. In the apocryphal Book of Enoch, which is not included in the traditional Christian Bible, the Nephilim are described as corrupt and wicked beings who bring chaos and destruction to the earth. This portrayal of the Nephilim as evil and fallen beings influenced later Christian beliefs about fallen angels and demonic forces. Overall, the creation myth of the Nephilim reflects a deep cultural fascination with the idea of divine beings interacting with humans and the creation of hybrid beings, as well as a complex interplay between mythology, religion, and cultural beliefs. The origin story of the Nephilim has been interpreted in different ways by various religious traditions. Here are some examples. Judaism. In Jewish tradition, the Nephilim are often viewed as the result of a union between angels and humans. According to this interpretation, the sons of God mentioned in the Book of Genesis were angels who lusted after human women and sinned by having children with them. Christianity. In Christian tradition, the Nephilim are sometimes seen as fallen angels who rebelled against God and mated with human women, producing hybrid offspring. This interpretation is largely based on the apocryphal Book of Enoch, which describes the Nephilim as corrupt and wicked beings who were destroyed by the Great Flood. Hinduism. In Hindu mythology, the Nephilim are often equated with the Asuras, a race of demigods who were born from the union between a god and a demon. The Asuras are often portrayed as being in opposition to the gods, and are associated with chaos and disorder. Overall, the origin story of the Nephilim has been interpreted in a variety of ways across different religious traditions, reflecting the complex and diverse ways in which humans have sought to understand the mysteries of the universe and the divine. The physical description of the Nephilim varies depending on the cultural and religious tradition in which they are depicted. In some traditions, they are described as being gigantic in stature, towering over normal humans and possessing immense physical strength. They are often portrayed as having a fierce and intimidating appearance, with some depictions showing them with multiple arms or horns. In the Bible, the Nephilim are simply described as mighty men or men of renown, without any physical description. However, in some Jewish and Christian traditions, they are depicted as having abnormal physical features, such as elongated limbs or unusual facial features. In other cultures, such as the Sumerian and Babylonian, the Nephilim are sometimes depicted as having a more divine appearance, with some depictions showing them with wings or other celestial attributes. Overall, the physical appearance of the Nephilim is often left to the imagination of the storyteller or artist, and varies widely depending on the cultural and religious context in which they are portrayed. The supernatural abilities and powers attributed to the Nephilim also vary depending on the cultural and religious tradition in which they are depicted. Here are some examples. Strength. In many traditions, the Nephilim are known for their immense physical strength and are often portrayed as being able to overpower normal humans with ease. Intelligence. Some traditions depict the Nephilim as possessing advanced knowledge and wisdom, often attributed to their divine or celestial heritage. Magical powers. In some depictions, the Nephilim are portrayed as possessing magical abilities, such as the ability to control the elements or manipulate reality. Immortality. In some traditions, the Nephilim are believed to be immortal or have a significantly longer lifespan than humans. Shapeshifting. Some depictions show the Nephilim as being able to change their shape or transform into other beings. Psychic powers. Some traditions attribute psychic powers to the Nephilim, such as the ability to read minds or communicate telepathically. Overall, the supernatural abilities and powers attributed to the Nephilim are often seen as a reflection of their divine or semi-divine nature and their place in the complex mythology and belief systems of different cultures and religions. The Nephilim have long been a subject of speculation and fascination, with many people theorizing about their potential influence on human history and development. Here are some examples. Genetic engineering. Some people believe that the Nephilim may have used advanced genetic engineering techniques to alter the human genome, resulting in the development of certain physical and mental traits. Advanced technology. In some traditions, the Nephilim are believed to have possessed advanced technology and knowledge, which they may have passed down to humans and influenced the development of human civilization. Cultural influence. Others suggest that the Nephilim may have influenced human culture and mythology, with some ancient myths and legends being seen as possible references to these beings. Spiritual influence. Some people believe that the Nephilim may have had a significant impact on human spirituality and religious belief, with some ancient religions and mythologies featuring stories of divine or semi-divine beings who interacted with humans. Extraterrestrial origin. In some more modern interpretations, the Nephilim are seen as possibly being extraterrestrial in origin, with some suggesting that they may have played a role in the development of human civilization or even in the creation of humanity itself. Overall, theories about the Nephilim's influence on human history and development remain largely speculative and are often heavily influenced by cultural and religious beliefs. However, they continue to captivate the imagination of many people who are fascinated by the mysteries of the past and the possibilities of the future. The biblical passages that reference the Nephilim are few and somewhat cryptic, leading to a great deal of speculation and debate about their meaning. Here are the primary passages that mention the Nephilim in the Bible. Genesis 6 verses 1-4. This passage describes the sons of God, interpreted by some as angels, who took human wives and had children with them, who are described as the Nephilim. The passage suggests that these beings were present on the earth before and after the flood, and that they may have been responsible for the corruption and wickedness that led to the flood. Numbers 13:33. In this passage, the Nephilim are referenced in a report by the Israelite spies who were sent to scout out the land of Canaan. They describe the Nephilim as being extremely large and powerful, causing the Israelites to feel like grasshoppers in their presence. Deuteronomy 2 verses 10-11, 20-21. These verses recount the conquest of the land of Moab by the Israelites, and mention that the Moabites referred to the previous inhabitants of the land as the Emim, who were also described as being large and powerful like the Nephilim. Overall, the biblical passages that reference the Nephilim are brief and enigmatic, leaving much room for interpretation and speculation. Some scholars believe that the Nephilim may have been a race of powerful warriors or rulers in ancient times, while others see them as mythical or symbolic figures that represent certain spiritual or cultural concepts. The interpretation of the Nephilim's role in biblical history and prophecy is a subject of much debate and speculation among scholars and theologians. Here are some of the primary interpretations. Fallen angels. One interpretation of the Nephilim is that they were the offspring of fallen angels and human women, as described in Genesis 6 verses 1-4. This view suggests that the Nephilim were a corruption of God's creation, and that their existence played a role in the moral decay and corruption that ultimately led to the flood. Powerful rulers. Another interpretation of the Nephilim is that they were powerful rulers or warriors in ancient times, as suggested by their description in Numbers 13:33 and Deuteronomy 2 verses 10-11, 20-21. This view suggests that the Nephilim were a formidable force in the ancient world, and that their influence may have extended beyond their physical strength to include cultural, spiritual, and political influence. Symbolic representation. Some scholars and theologians view the Nephilim as symbolic representations of various spiritual or cultural concepts, rather than as literal beings. For example, they may be seen as representing pride, corruption, or the dangers of intermingling with other cultures or religions. End times prophecy. In some interpretations, the Nephilim are seen as playing a role in end times prophecy, with some suggesting that they may reappear in the end times as part of God's judgment on the world. This view is based on various biblical passages that describe powerful and destructive beings or forces that will appear in the end times, such as the locusts in Revelation 9 verses 7-11. Overall, the interpretation of the Nephilim's role in biblical history and prophecy remains a subject of much speculation and debate, with various theories and viewpoints being presented by different scholars and theologians. The Nephilim have been a popular subject in various forms of pop culture, including movies, books, and TV shows. Here are some notable examples. The Mortal Instruments book series by Cassandra Clare. This series features characters who are descended from Nephilim and who have supernatural abilities. Supernatural TV series. The Nephilim are introduced in season 12 of this long-running show as the child of an angel and a human. The Prophecy film series. These films depict the Nephilim as a group of fallen angels who are seeking to regain their lost power and status. Constantine comic book series. The Nephilim are depicted in this series as powerful, otherworldly beings who are allied with various supernatural factions. Diablo 3 video game. The Nephilim are central to the plot of this popular RPG game, as the player character is a Nephilim who must battle demons and other supernatural enemies. The Nephilim in the Bible and Other Ancient Literature book by Gary Wayne. This non-fiction book explores the history and mythology of the Nephilim in various ancient texts, including the Bible. These are just a few examples of the many pop culture depictions of the Nephilim that exist. While these depictions may take liberties with the original mythology and biblical accounts of the Nephilim, they have helped to popularize this fascinating and enigmatic subject for a modern audience. Conspiracy theories and alternative beliefs about the Nephilim's continued existence in the modern world. There are various conspiracy theories and alternative beliefs about the Nephilim's continued existence in the modern world. Here are a few examples. Secret societies. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the Nephilim are still alive and well, and that they are members of secret societies that wield enormous power and influence over world affairs. These theorists suggest that the Nephilim have been able to maintain their power and influence by disguising themselves as humans, and that they are responsible for many of the world's major events and crises. Extraterrestrial origins. Some alternative belief systems suggest that the Nephilim were actually extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth in ancient times, and that they continue to live among us in secret. These theorists often point to various UFO sightings and other unexplained phenomena as evidence of the Nephilim's continued presence. Hidden bloodlines. Another popular conspiracy theory suggests that the Nephilim have maintained their power and influence by carefully cultivating specific bloodlines over the centuries. According to this theory, some of the world's most powerful families are actually descended from the Nephilim, and they continue to use their influence to shape world events in their favor. It's worth noting that there is little to no evidence to support these conspiracy theories and alternative beliefs, and they are generally not accepted by mainstream scholars or theologians. Nonetheless, they continue to be popular among some groups of people who are fascinated by the enigmatic and mysterious history of the Nephilim. The lasting impact of the Nephilim on human culture and mythology. The Nephilim have had a lasting impact on human culture and mythology, inspiring countless stories, legends, and artistic representations throughout history. Here are some ways in which the Nephilim have influenced human culture. Mythological creatures. The Nephilim are often cited as the inspiration for various mythological creatures, including giants, demons, and angels. Artistic depictions. The Nephilim have been the subject of countless artistic depictions over the centuries, appearing in paintings, sculptures, and other works of art. Some of the most famous depictions of the Nephilim include Michelangelo's statue of David and Gustave Dorés' illustrations for Dante's Divine Comedy. Literary works. The Nephilim have inspired numerous literary works throughout history, including John Milton's Paradise Lost and J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Religious beliefs. The Nephilim continue to be a subject of fascination and debate among various religious groups. Some believe that the Nephilim were the offspring of angels and humans, while others interpret the Nephilim as a metaphorical representation of the corruption and downfall of humanity. Popular culture. The Nephilim have also had a significant impact on popular culture, inspiring countless movies, TV shows, and video games over the years. Overall, the Nephilim have left a lasting imprint on human culture and mythology, inspiring countless stories, beliefs, and artistic representations throughout history. Their mysterious and enigmatic nature continues to captivate people's imaginations, ensuring that their legacy will live on for generations to come. Discussion of how the Nephilim continue to fascinate and captivate people to this day. The Nephilim continue to fascinate and captivate people to this day for a variety of reasons. Here are a few factors that contribute to their enduring popularity. Mystery and ambiguity. The Nephilim are shrouded in mystery, and their true nature and origin remain a topic of debate and speculation. This ambiguity has allowed for a wide range of interpretations and theories, making the Nephilim a subject of ongoing fascination and intrigue. Religious significance. The Nephilim have a significant role in biblical and apocryphal texts, making them an important part of religious traditions and beliefs. This religious significance has helped to keep the Nephilim in the public consciousness over the centuries. Cultural significance. The Nephilim have been a part of human culture and mythology for thousands of years, inspiring countless stories, legends, and artistic representations. Their influence can be seen in everything from ancient Greek myths to modern-day movies and video games. Popularity in popular culture. The Nephilim continue to be a popular subject in popular culture, with numerous movies, TV shows, and video games featuring characters inspired by or directly based on the Nephilim. This exposure has helped to keep the Nephilim relevant and interesting to modern audiences. Overall, the enduring fascination with the Nephilim can be attributed to their mysterious nature, religious and cultural significance, and continued popularity in popular culture. Whether viewed as supernatural beings, mythological creatures, or a metaphor for human corruption and downfall, the Nephilim continue to captivate and intrigue people to this day.